What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're having an amazing day today. We are back to pretty much another stream where we are going to be doing the monthlies. Because there's a monthly reset. We are also going to be doing a bunch of gamba. Nice. If I ever need it. I'm going to be getting all of the adventure remains as that I can, including the bounty ones. It's also going to be a legendary adventure remain for the other one. And yeah, buckle up. It's going to be so exciting. Can you tell how excited I am from my face? Is there a bed for the free bone here? Alright, is the weekly reset, right? What does this change? I should know. It's wrong one. Sorry. Apologies. Okay, so dispatch boosted and just cheaper ins. Okay. Pre-order there. Accept the weekly. Go to the dailies real quick.
ここは私にお任せください。あなたのお手を煩わせるほどの相手ではないですね。やりたく親睦よ。古の契約断りをねじ伏せよ。こんなとねえ、いいね。
Also, before I wheel for the weekly, oh well, before I go to the capital to do the weekly, I'm going to go get the what's it called? The blessing from the Abbasri Harken, because that's where all most of the content that I'm going to be doing today is going to be. Bounties, probably slip in a Graham. Oh yeah, it's a weekly reset as well. Might as well finish the mausoleum. Okay. No, sorry, not here. I'm fine, it's a wizard reaction. I mean, we defeated the Oni today, yesterday. That was some wizard reaction. Although I'm not going to be farming for the Odachi. No, it killed me once. Since I'm a thief and I'm on the front line, I'm extremely vulnerable to enemies like that. The first try, I did beat it, but that was before wheeling. I don't know if it's harder. If it's harder on the second attempt when you make everything right, then the answer is no. But if both are the exact same, then I did beat it in the first try then. Before I wheel and everything of that nature, I'm just going to go to the ancient mausoleum first. Just finish this. Since it's the weekly reset as well. And that's nice. Are you farming the quest? Are you just... You're just asserting your dominance? Hell no, farming, you're just asserting your dominance against the Oni. I had never used any of those. The main reason why I never used any like Giant Slayer or element changing is because at the beginning they were bugged. Just slap them into dispatch. Fair. At the beginning they were bugged, so they weren't really doing anything. So I ignore them, and it just became a habit of ignoring them, even after they fixed it. I should probably try to find that Giant Slayer, though, because I do plan on farming a bunch of the Abyss 4 Cyclopses, and that's just overall going to help me against the probably some of the most damaging single target enemies. So it's not like it's not going to help now that they fixed it. No, yeah, I'm sure. The element, I'm not so sure. Because obviously there are different elements. The Cyclops, for example, on Abyss 3 is wind. Nice. The one on Abyss 4 is water. And the one from the island, the boss, is fire. So 3 elements. I'd rather just stay with the Giant Slayer and prevent me from dying, stuff like that. If I have the points, though, maybe I can try to go for Dark Element, because the majority of the super bosses are dark, and a lot of really hard-hitting enemies are dark as well. So if we go by a standard element that you can use everywhere, it's probably going to be dark. They expanded the... Oh shit, that's so nice! I didn't even notice. The skill book in Abyss 4 good. It is really good, but it's for extended fights. Hello, Shu. Welcome to stream. You were talking about the one from the Admiral route, right? What it does is it gives you, I think, 2 attack power every turn that passes. Like every single turn that passes, your character is going to gain attack and magic power. Yeah. Just remember, the restriction on that book is if you switch weapons, it resets. But as long as you keep the same weapon, you're just going to scale the longer a fight goes. So for example, for a samurai, where they usually don't have a swap because they can only equip katanas, it's really fucking strong. And of course, Maya Benius doesn't switch weapons, she stays with the silver sword. So Maya Benius is also going to scale. She scales. This is very nice, by the way. Like, the fact that they made it so that the mausoleum uncovers more permanently, that's... Honestly, that's a W. I'm going to give it to them. That's a big W. What do I think of the new samurai? Well, here's what I'm going to say about the new samurai. I don't have him, so I don't know his numbers. Obviously, whales are going to wail, and whales are going to have extremely high damage, so it might be disingenuous. But his, as an inherit, for fire teams, especially fire-based attacks, units, he's really fucking strong. His inherit is 20% increased fire damage. That is a lot. and you can pair it with any other damage increase that you can imagine. But the guy, in my honest opinion, he is garbage. It's a waste of a turn. 20% damage is not a waste of a turn. It's pretty much the same as you using mental unity or using using an attack increase for your fighters. It is not a waste of time. I will tell you though, there might be better buffs because this one is very elemental specific. And so the other samurais also take like several turns to set up, but that's not what's holding them back. They are meant for they are pretty much meant for bosses. Samurais are meant for bosses because they don't have that much AoE, and if they do, it's not necessarily as bad as the current AoE that we own. Yeah, the guy pretty much can probably do the same. I'm just trying to be fair here. He's a samurai, so he's going to deal a lot of damage. There's no contest there because samurais are glazed in the game. However, Shio is still, in my opinion, the better samurai. No, of course not. As I said, samurais are meant to be for bosses. Even Shio is meant for bosses. This guy is also meant for bosses, and I'm pretty sure that he is going to be able to deal more damage than Shio, for specifically against wind units. Is it winds? Yeah, against wind units, he's going to be really fucking broken, and I'm extremely sure that he's going to out damage Shio by a ton. On the other side, there are not a super bosses that are wind yet, at least. So he still has no use. Like many of the other older units that just fall into the category of what an unfortunate amount of coincidences that paired up in the character to make them useless. A element, race, gender, even. All of that affects the overall stats of a unit. The wife, so it will be cracked in Abyss 5. We are just probably going to have to wait for Abyss 5, which I hope you're prepared, because by that time we probably already grew white hair. It's okay, trust. It's just going to be 20 years for Abyss 5. Only 20 years. Believe in Dreckham. Jokes aside, though, it is, how to call it? I already said my part yesterday, by the time that I was ending the stream. Overall, I'm very disappointed with the game, by the management direction, but that aside, every single unit is going to have a use once most of the episodes are released. There we gave a sneak peek. Yep. Don't worry, every single unit is going to have its use. It's just that, as I said, there are some combinations between race, all of it, race, gender, and element. All of that affects the overall stats, and obviously, depending on the enemies that we have, since we only have 4 abysses of supposedly probably quadruple the amount of abysses that we're going to have to clear. There's not a lot of variety in enemies for you to go, oh, this character is going to be cracked. They will have their time to shine. That is the beauty of games like this. What I worry though for some of these characters is their combinations so far are unique. They are very unique, and they are very insistent on releasing a lot of new characters. Most of the time, these games always have a set amount of characters. It's really a pool that you can tell that is going to have like every single combination possible. But once they run out of combinations that they can add as new characters, what worries me is that they are going to start power grouping previous characters with those combinations. That is my only worry here. Because they are taking their time. I'm assuming that by the time that we get Abyss 8, it's going to be like that. If we ever get to Abyss 8. This is just... I'm just talking in hypothesis. Mathing a little bit. You hope we get to Abyss 8? What are we talking about? The direction of this game. Very much. No, we don't. They don't deserve the money. I like the game. I don't like the people behind the game. I already made this clear. It is it's an extremely racist game. The developers are... I don't know why they only want Japanese people to suck their dick. But that's pretty much what they're doing. In short, that is what they're doing. They only want Japanese people sucking their dick. Fuck Westerners. So, it's very hard to take it seriously when the game just tells you to fuck off. Right? So, they don't deserve more whales. They deserve to go bankrupt and announce EOS, and then someone else needs to come in and swoop Wizardry out of their hands, and then we might probably get one of the best games of this genre. Fuck off, baby. Lina's not here to humor you. She's very busy. No, not even that. Not even that, Earl. I don't know if you were aware, but we were always using the store of Wizardry for the 800 free gems that we get for one-time account and the 50 weeklies. Are you aware of that? Well, recently they made a new site, and it's, instead of the store domain, it's a web store domain. And what they decided to do... What do you mean, question mark? Don't tell me you have never been claiming your weekly gems. You are? Okay. So you know about the store. Nice, BB. Was a happy birthday. They made something else, a new site called the web store with supposedly better rates, better prices, better rewards, more packages, and all of that stuff. And for a while, we Westerners were able to log in. So we were claiming 100 weekly gems for a while. Then, out of nowhere, without announcement and without any fucking reason, they banned the Westerners from it. You have to be on Japan to be able to use the web store now. So now we're back to 50 gems. Now we're back to 50 gems per week. But now we don't have the better prices, the better priced packages either. So we cannot give them their money even more. They just don't like the money. I can show you this. The web store is this. There you go. That's the new one. And it has a bunch of different new packages. You just simply, if you're not in Japan, you cannot claim it. You cannot buy anything here. Yeah, you can buy there, and as I said before, sorry, you could buy there, and you also had another 50 free gems that you could claim weekly. So now you need to live in Japan to be able to get those free 50 weeklies and to buy the better packages. On top of that, I'm pretty sure Japanese people are able to still claim all 100 gems weekly. Amazing. Isn't that great? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. You can probably bypass it by a VPN, but honestly, it's not worth the effort. The game is actively telling you to fuck off. Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's also a bunch of different bugs in the game that completely ruined your game until you uninstall and install again. And we still don't have a login system. You still are working on passwords. So if you just accidentally lose the game, or if you X reason, it takes 30 seconds. Yeah, Guffy, like, I know. That's why I said you can bypass it by a VPN, but in my opinion, there is so much that the game can tell you to fuck off before you just say it's not worth it. Exactly, like is saying, it's about the message. Like, they are telling you to fuck off, just trying to go there to maximize everything, because it's the same thing as us changing our region to Japan for cheaper prices because of the yen and all of that stuff. Like, that's technically illegal. That's technically illegal, but everyone does it because the game is like, fuck you, you are not from Japan. Well, I want to be from Japan, but what can I do? I live here. But they still tell you to fuck off. So I'm probably sooner than later I'm going to stop spending money even for the small packages as well, because obviously, as the message says, like, I really don't want to support this piece of shit company behind it. Why leave them? That makes no sense, because I don't want to trouble myself to fix the fucking game. It's what I was getting at. If something happens to your game, you're still based on a password-based game, which is really fucking annoying to use. But if you contact support for them to try to help you on your issues that you have, the first thing that they will tell you is, did you try it uninstalling and installing? Bro, fix your fucking game. Like, why does the user have to fix their own game that can break possibly immediately after, like the next day or in a month, like whatever, how many times it's going to happen again? You're going to have to inconvenience you so many times before anything, and the game is just simply going to stop being fun, because these little things are going to start accumulating. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I said you can turn your VPN. Like, before I said about this, I said, well, not before, after I said about the whole treatment of it, I said you can bypass it by the VPN. If you want to do that, you can do that. I'm not saying it's wrong. You are free to do it. Listen, Coffee. Like, I know where you're coming from, and that is usually what you should do, because it's the easy solution for everything instead of contacting support. But we are based on a password login still. Why is there no account if the game is so fucked up that you have to uninstall and install pretty much almost daily if you want to fix every single shitty bug that you are going to encounter? Why not just make it an account based? That way you can link it to Steam, you download it, and you can get straight to playing, and not doing these little shits that just consume your time and sanity little by little. Well, congratulations, not everyone has a phone that can run Wizardry to play it there. There is no account system for PC. You're still running on a password based. And as I said, we understand you. If you want to do it, you are free to do it. You are within your rights to do it. No one is telling you don't do it. We're just telling you our opinion. So you telling us that is quite stupid or quite silly is very. You're not treating us the same way that we're treating you. We are saying how we feel, so we are going to do how we feel, right? There's no right and wrong here. They're fucking retarded. They are very xenophobic. They hate the Westerners. That is already clear. I'm just going to act on how I feel about the game, because it is a game. You are supposed to have fun on it. Yeah, like I'm still playing it. I'm streaming it. I'm not going to just simply say, "Oh, fuck the game. I'm going to uninstall it." Like, I want this game to be good. It needs to change hands, but I'm just one drop in the water. So I'm not going to make that much of a difference. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to criticize the game. Because if I just didn't criticize it, then it will absolutely never, in a remotely of a chance, change. It is better to have a 0.0001% for it to change because someone is complaining about it online, whatever, a drop in the water, than not doing that and the game always pulling your pants down and fucking you. I'd rather not have my ass fucked. That is pretty much what it's going to be. Alright, PV. Good night and rest well. Like, it's just simply that. Like, it's a game. You want to have fun on a game. It's not a job. So if you're not having fun because of the way the game is treating you, then you are all within your right as well to make us more of a... you can... I don't want to call it strong words. Like, a little bit of a complain by not spending money. And it's just that simple. Alright, I finished the Ancient Mausoleum, so now that I don't have anything to do, let's do the weekly and then wheel back for the bones. Oh yeah, the 350 gems.
次はどこに出かける？今日もお出かけしましょうね。ついてきてね。そこに小物ね。気分がいいので少し遊んであげてもいいですよ。行くとしましょう。敵。そなたに従う。ご飯にいつも通りしましょう。マリス。こんにちは。中身が楽しみね。
Not treat you like shit. That is, for starters.
ほな行こか。そこに何かある。宝か。
Like you're saying, I'm asking a company to not act like a company. No, they would make infinitely more money if they didn't act like shitheads. Outbreak. Let's wait until he's back. Welcome back. You want me to give you an example of how they treated me like shit, or they treat us like shit? Because you are defending things that are already examples of being treated like shit. You're saying, oh, let's just turn the VPN. Why do you have to turn a VPN? Explain that to me. Why should you, as a player, turn on the VPN? Yeah, it's such an easy solution. That doesn't excuse it. Takes 30 seconds, doesn't excuse it. Why do you have to turn the VPN to receive 100% of what probably is part of the game? Is it part of the game? Is external? Is bonus? How is it external if it gives you resources for the game? Yeah, you can ignore it, which is what I'm doing already on the web store. But how is it external? It's resources for the game. The amount of gems that they give us is so shit compared to Honkai Star Rail. And Honkai Star Rail is a shit game by now, because all of the bullshit that they do, global passive type of shit. After that, everything went to shit. But the game is still way more. Okay, first let me explain. Like since the beginning, my stance on this. This game is a genre called Dungeon Delver RPG. It's a very old style of RPGs that were very popular during the early 2000s. And the beauty of the game was you were able to just simply go in, farm, you beat the boss, and you're able to farm the next stage. Now, they decided to make this game a live service game. It just doesn't work like that. You farm, you're very capable of going to the next abyss now. We are very capable within like a few weeks, maybe a month if you have really bad luck, to go and experience the next stage of the game. They decided to make it a live service game. They decided to lock all of the characters, which is a very big part of the RPG Dungeon Delver type of game, where you can only bring a certain amount of characters. You want to experiment. You want to grab different characters, different parties, try to beat a certain boss with different combinations, and try to see which one is the better, which one applies more to the playstyle. Now, they decided to make it a gacha. You cannot experiment because you don't have the resources. The resources that they give us is absolute trash. You need, just from the dailies, you need, what, a whole week for you to be able to get one single pull? And no PD carryover as well? Garbage. That is one broad example. The game is extremely fucking greedy already. And of course, the whole fiasco that happened about them nerfing the packages in the shop for absolute no reason. I have a viewer of mine that, in fact, he's right now in the chat. Shu was constantly purchasing every single week a package. They nerfed it. He stopped buying it because now it's shit. Westerners have the brain, like I want to think that most of us have the brain to think they are shit. That is why my viewer and probably a lot of others stop buying the weeklies every week. But Japanese didn't care. They push back on things of, oh, I'm not the strongest anymore, and etc, etc. They complain about very different type of things, but that is what they actually pay attention to. Only the complaints of the Japanese, which is very fucking sad. $30 for 20 pulls. You bought it just because it's Alice, but now you ain't doing that shit again. Here's the thing, right? Like what I'm getting at on what Coffee was saying about the whole thing about acting like a company. A company wants money, and I said it on the previous stream. Like, money should talk. So why are they alienating pretty much the entire rest of the world that could be dumping a ton of fucking money on there, because there are also very big people in this type of genre, in this hemisphere of the world, that would dump thousands of dollars to get characters that they find appealing, to max them, to have the inheritance and all of that stuff. So why are they treating us like shit when they could be catering towards us as well? I would be buying, I'm going to stop buying the daily packages, not the daily packages, the small packages that cost like a couple of dollars, because I don't want to continue buying from a game that treats us like shit. And how they treat us like shit is pretty much one thing that you're still trying to defend, Coffee, which you haven't responded, by the way. Why, as a player, do you have to turn on a VPN for you to get such a miserable amount of gems that you, despite being very miserable, a very miserable amount, you still need it? You're not understanding me, but I would like you to answer, why do we have to turn on a VPN for us to get that miserable amount of gems that we do need if we want to max a character that we like? But I'm not going to press it further. Let's develop that sentence. What do you mean you don't understand me? What do you not understand?
いつ来ても陰気な場所だ。
You're not understanding me, but what are you not understanding? I'm pretty sure I already made my stance pretty clear. And of course, like, out of principle, you can do a lot of things out of principle. It's not wrong. That is one thing that I feel like you're trying to twist there. Like, you're trying to force it. That like, as if doing something out of principle is wrong. Because you don't find it inconvenient. I mean, you're 1 out of 8 billion people. There's going to be people that feel different from that. I mean, I get the analogy, Errol, but obviously, since that would take a lot longer than what a coffee would do, would take to turn on a VPN, he's not going to. It's not fair of a comparison, but I do get where you're coming from, Errol. Yeah, like, I really don't understand the reason why you have to be conforming on how the company treats us just because you can turn on a VPN in 5 seconds. You made a pretty good analogy, Coffee. When you are on a restaurant and you ask for ketchup, they bring you the ketchup. You don't go get the ketchup. See, this is an issue of how you see things, which I'm going to keep telling you. It's fine. It's fine. You don't find it inconvenient, and of course you're not really going to get mad at it. It's fine. It's fine. You just made a very good analogy. But when you are in a restaurant and you ask for ketchup, they bring it to you because it's a service. It's a live service. They want to treat you well. They are not going to tell you, get the fuck up and go get it. And if you touch the ketchup, there is the possibility that we're going to fuck you because it's illegal against the TOS. Because I'm just going to tell you, Coffee, what you're doing is illegal. You're turning on a VPN to get a service that you shouldn't be getting. It's illegal. That's not how you should be treated. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Now, again, I see your point. You don't mind it. That's completely fine. That's what I've been saying. But me, out of principle for myself, I'm not happy on their treatment. So I'm just going to say, you can do it. I'm not going to judge you. I never judged you for it. I'm still having a conversation with you because I understand your point. If I love the game more, and if I was keen on defending the game because it's so fucking wonderful and it sticks like a ring to my finger, I would probably do the same. I would also turn a VPN. I have turned the VPN many times for other things. But you also have to understand that if we do something out of principle, it's not wrong either. So the fact that you are saying it like we should just not criticize anything just because we can do it in 5 seconds is also like not really. It's a little bit disingenuous. Like, we can live with both opinions. You can do it, we won't do it. There. Yeah, those emotes thanks to my viewers that they sent it to me. Those two specifically were taken by Zack. No, of course not. Of course not, because they are not going to take time out of their way to send you an email if you ask them for help or stuff like that. They are not going to send you a hateful email. Like, that is pretty much obvious because, one, they are a company, and if they do that, they are opening themselves up for a lot of shit. So of course they are not going to do it. But as I was saying, you are brushing the fact, a very big fact, that if we stick to the analogy of the restaurant, that if you ask for ketchup and they tell you no, fuck you, and oh well, let's stop being a little bit let's stop exaggerating things. Let's say no, you can get it yourself. But they tell you that on a restaurant, and you get up, you do the effort, which is probably like 5 seconds, not really that much of an inconvenience, and you take the ketchup out of the counter. But there's a very small chance that the moment that you take it, they are going to tell you you are fucked. Why? Because what you're doing is illegal. Because if we are comparing it to the restaurant, we're still on the restaurant analogy. What they're doing right now, the effort, the little bit of effort that you have to... The bottle better not be empty. The main thing is, as I said, what you're doing is illegal. I'm just going to say it straight up. You shouldn't be doing that. If you cannot access it because you don't live there, you shouldn't have a VPN. The recent VPNs mainly started was to protect your IP address from all of this stuff, and that is how they advertise it, because their main purpose is not to change your country location, because that's illegal. What they do is just obfuscate your IP for you to not fall into a link that you click, and now suddenly your address is online. That is the main purpose of the VPNs. That is why they haven't shut them down. But VPNs are illegal, because if you change your country, and you get services that you shouldn't be getting, that is illegal. So there's a chance. I'm not saying obviously that every single person that is going to use it's going to be a very small chance that they target you because you are a normal person. You are not really on a list. You are not really doing like a really shady stuff for them to go after you. But I'm just saying, if you pick up that ketchup, you are opening up yourself. I'm just saying. And that's not okay. And of course, I will reiterate it because I feel like I ended up on a slightly bad note. I would do it myself if I loved the game more and if I hated less the company that does it. There is a line, and of course, depending on on a bunch of different factors, I'm going to be either on the right or on the left. It's pretty cut and dry. I dropped all of the justice principle stuff out of the way for a long while already because I have been having a lot of troubles. And not really trouble with other people, but mostly of the goodness of my heart. There have been times that I could have gotten a fucking lot of money out of, for example, RuneScape. I played RuneScape for a lot. I had an account that I could have probably sold for over $10,000. But I didn't, because I was sticking to TOS. I was very adamant on following the rules. But that hasn't really brought me anything. I want to believe I'm still a good person, but I no longer am that stuck on things like that because I also had people before that offered their help, but I was like, no, it's okay, just keep your money, even if I was starving and I was eating bread every single day. So obviously I'm a little bit more lax now. Age mellowed me down on that regard, but since I'm still coming from that side, from very far in that side, obviously I still have my principles. I'm very keen on I'm not exactly keen on revenge, but I do like the sentence of eye for an eye. I do like that. I do like how, let's just say I like how it sounds, but I'm not that keen in revenge. So what I do is I tone it down a little bit, and if they treat me like shit, I'm not going to take it. It's that I'm just going to leave it like that. Now we good. It's nice to at least hear some complaints other than the map wipe. Yeah, those things obviously just. I think we had this conversation before. Also, hello 10. Welcome to the stream. So I think we had this conversation before about the map wipe. I also kind of complained a bit, but on that day, only on that day. Why? Because it's inconvenient. I am someone with OCD. I like to explore absolutely everything. So in this regard, everything that I had obviously was completely wiped. So of course I complained a bit, but I'm not stuck on it. So obviously you only had it from me on the day that happened. I'm not going to continue to drag it because that's stupid, as you probably are aware, Coffee. Teasing another streamer. Well, everyone is entitled to their opinion, obviously. Like, as I said, I'm someone with OCD, so that type of little stuff does bother me because obviously I'm very this and this, you know, OCD stuff. So other people might have a stronger OCD than mine, and they might not be able to let it go because that bothered them way too much. Earl, you're teasing? I'm hearing allegations. What is your defense? He has bad opinions because he likes a different character. That's foul. that's actually foul. You got an Ibanez, a copy with potentially better stats. What AV? What IV? I will be the judge of it. I'm the resident Japanese lover. But what a bet is 10. What a bet is. You're skipping a very important fact. And actually, now that we got the level increase from 60 to 70, now the IV matters more. More than before. Why can't we just get all the bonuses from the current one? I don't know. I'm very comfortable with my own avenues. My own avenues was Lock IV with 8 bonus points. I was pretty much 2 away from perfect. Two bonus points from perfect. That's my avenues. But that is also why I will be the judge of it. For Abenius, you would want either strength or luck, in my opinion. Strength is probably the meta, and a lot of people probably are going to tell you to go for strength, but luck is also very, very strong for Abenius. Well, not really for Abenius, for pretty much all of the fighters. Strength all in. Yeah, that's completely fine. But what AV did you have? 10. Did you already level your Abenius? If so, then rip. But I can show you my Abenius. So yeah, you see roughly how the stats distribute, and you should be able to infer if you have an IV. You know you're very drunk. Fair. Drink some water. What are you doing playing wizardry? you have you have the chance of accidentally, while drunk, doing something stupid on your account, like deleting a weapon or something. You're playing quantum physics. that actually does the opposite. That actually does the opposite. I'm pretty sure drinking a ton of pee can end up in dehydration. Yeah. Yeah, I was correct. So my random trivia, I'm just checking it, and it's pretty much because of the alcohol. More hydration than the beer. Does the opposite. Deborah with Ursa. They did buff Ursa just recently, and now she is a very strong support character. And she can deal damage herself as well. That is probably one of the biggest plus. A support that gives unique debuffs that also dishes very decent damage. Now I wish I had a Ursa, but my funds are for my wife, Avenius. No, I didn't play Enfield, mostly because I haven't gotten into the franchise of Arknights. You're saving your gens for garbage and Big Book Priest. Me too. Me too, bruh. But, you have to understand, man. Like, whenever you have a wife, you usually say that you want to give everything to her, and you don't really you don't really go for the boobs, right? At least not in front of her. So, shh, just quiet. As I was saying, everything is for Avenius. We need everything, Ten. We need everything. You can't tell them, my wives are gonna kill me. Honestly, you should have seen me when Jutsu came out. Holy shit, man. I have no words. When Jutsu came out, I broke. Holy shit. Yeah. Yours almost broke you. I mean, he is short, but have you seen her next to another human? She does take space. I'm just going to say that, but she is. I'm not going to say more. Did I stutter? Chloe mommy form. I don't think she's going to get another one. she already had her normal form and her other form, the one the bikini form. So I highly doubt that she's going to get one anytime soon, at least. I don't recall stuttering. Yeah, you're right, man. Sorry, my bad. Okay, let's pull all of this. The old remains don't give anything anyways. Any potentials? No. I actually would need more Latimorphis. Yeah. Yeah, no potentials. Okay. Oh hey, 9 points. What the fuck? You know, for how much you put into Marianne, it's too hard to trade her out. Yeah, fair.
どうしたの？彼ら伝説が生まれる場所。ギルどの依頼を受ける？依頼を受けたげ。
なぜそう言える？
コーラベルナ。あなた死んだ人。
I was curious about what happened at all of the hoopla that happened there. Yeah, look, I got a new causality. The journey to get to wanna put way too many goddamn nuns in your pocket. Same thing happened to me. Oh, now she's forcing. Now Lunardi's forcing me to save her. Oh shit. The true ending is so annoying in Abyss 4. What specifically was annoying? You're complaining that your characters are doing way too much damage? Ah, that thing. Yeah. That also happened to me. That is also what was happening with Benius, Wana, and my Jisu. I finished it. It actually took 3? I believe it was it was 2 streams of 5 flames of resurrection that took me to beat God of Roy and True End. Mainly because that was my main issue, and the funny thing is because one of his attacks, off-turn attacks, is a last spell, and it's light element, so it was dealing massively more damage against Shelly. Because she's dark, so she was getting absolutely fucked. So I had to waste turns, multiple turns, using Core 2 and trying to keep it up all time so that Shelly would be able to survive. Luckily now, though, Shelly is not really that necessary. I can change her to Asha. I just need to build my Asha, of course. Right now, she just has the levels. And I can equip everything that Shelly has to my Asha, and she probably can deal with Godefroy, but you wonder who the next rerun will be. I don't know, 10. But what I do know is that they are probably going to stop doing a lot of reruns. What was harder, True End, Abyss 3 or Abyss 4? Well, that depends. Are you talking about Corrosion Zero Abyss 3? Because that's not needed for true end. But if you're considering that as true end, then Abyss 3 was harder. But just the minimum requirements for true end, Abyss 3 is not even close to Abyss 4. Yeah, Corrosion Zero, in my opinion, is still more difficult than true end and in Abyss 4, because believe it or not, I feel that Godefroy's fight was more fair. Was more fair towards the players, because the conditionals were more akin to, oh, if you deal with this, you're not really going to get fucked. While in Corrosion Zero, the boss just has a massive amount of stats for no reason, and he just buffs himself, and it can do the roar is the biggest thing. It can easily one-shot you, and it's off turn. Yeah, the free turns are bonkers, but I felt that that was a little bit more fair because you had control over it, while in Abyss 3, the boss is just hyper buffed, which is fair. It is a challenge, but it is not the type of challenge that makes your brain work. It just makes your grinding prove itself. So it's a little bit different, but in my opinion, Corrosion Zero was harder because of that. I was thinking of trying to go for a 100% cursed wheel. Because you can see whenever you don't have all of the options unlocked here. You see here that it like closes itself. It doesn't have a line past this this option, but this one has. I believe I know the option here to unlock all of the options, which is not really needed, by the way. This is just OCD speaking. But I believe I know what is going to be the difference here. On this one, I only have Elmon and Skirmishers died, but there are 3 teams. So I'm pretty sure if I send someone other than the Skirmishers, they are going to die, and it's going to unlock a new option. So I have an idea on some of these. I actually have 0 clue of what this is going to be. The new option, because if Elmon dies, obviously it ends. There's nothing else past that. But yeah, probably going to do this off stream though, because I don't know how fun this would be to watch, just to see someone with OCD trying to unlock 100% of something that is inconsequential to the story. But yeah. Let's just do the bones and do some gamba. No, I didn't go check the sneak peek. I did see a video of the sneak peek though, and it's something like a theme of prison. It's like a prison. So, and there's actually battle in the sneak peek. There's actually a battle there. So, that's exciting. but I didn't get to explore it myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what the gimmick would possibly be. Chloe will shine. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, you know, it will eventually happen. Don't you worry. It didn't confuse me. It's something fresh. It's not a big thing, but those type of stuff is usually what I praise a game for. It's fresh instead of just going in and just seeing, oh yeah, it looks different because it's the new area. But the fact that now, like, there's some stuff to do in this case would be like just go fight the battle and have a little bit of fun on this sneak peek. Those little details are to be praised for. Wait, that reminds me, by the way, on the other side of things, on the other side of the coin, on the request for Abyss 4 of rescuing the father and child. Story-wise, I mean, well, you are technically going into the abyss, so it is not impossible for you to find people. It's actually more weird that you don't see anything regarding that abyss when you get the sneak peek, because you are technically, story-wise, inside the abyss. Just, of course, they kind of just give the chest of the next abyss, because otherwise that would be the best spot to farm, because you would have the next tier of gear before that even comes out. So obviously they kind of do that. But this is how it should be. Like, some battles with probably 0 rewards, just dead for another sneak peek. But yeah, to what I was saying, here in the Curse Wheel, if you guys did the request for the, I don't know if it's the same for all 3 routes, but I am on the Admiral route, and where is it? The Thief Riders, Agent Son, and the father. Yeah, the agents. One thing that they could have done, because I'm speaking of that small details that I'm actually going to praise Wizardry for adding something in the sneak peek to have fun. On the other side of the coin, this request, they literally introduce the characters telling you they are missing a leg. So they have to be supported by Pickerel or whoever does on the other routes. Literally say they used a whole sentence to introduce him and let you know that his body is fucked up and he doesn't have a leg. But they just blasted a copy paste of all of the other Thief Riders, and he has a leg. Why couldn't they just make it a wooden peg? Was that too hard? Or not even that? Just make it so Pickerel is next to him so that it kind of makes sense that he's not falling down while he only has 1 leg. But they gave him the 2 legs, man. Like, why bother? Why bother explaining that the guy has no leg? Oh, well, has a leg, but has no other leg. So only has 1 leg. Why go through the trouble of that if you're just going to make the character have 2 legs? There was a line of him kneeling down or something too, like they forgot. Yeah, and he was just standing there with 2 legs. So those type of details should be what we should be praising them for if they do it correctly. So gamers notice. I'm just going to say it. Gamers notice. And I'm never going to forget, even if they fix it later on and they make his actual him actually missing a leg, I'm never forgetting the two-legged no leg father. I'm just going to be calling him the two-legged no leg father. Oh no, you know what? He lost his middle leg. Now that would make sense. He was missing his third leg. That's right, yeah. That's why he wanted his son so bad. He cannot have anymore. Ah, that's... Damn, what a poor guy. Alright, let's go do the thing. Sorry, my bad. Just to make it clear, I don't have asthma. I don't know why I needed to make that clear, but I did it. Yeah, it was this for the stench thing. ¿Tirás de este canal tan pronto? Bienvenido, Hakari. Bienvenido de vuelta al stream. Mañana sí, hoy no. Ok. Que disfrutes tu tiempo. Tu aporte de 2 minutos. Dice más que todo el stream. Vaya que ego. Vale, Hikari. Cuando te pases ahí, pues ya te saludo de nuevo. I'll just grab this. So now it's time for the cave in. Ah. Right, the two wolves. I'm just hoping for two things after this gamba. After I finish grabbing all of the bones. I'm just hoping for two things. I wanna, for me to be able to finally unlock the discipline on Wandering version. And like 10 avenues. Not much. Like I think it's very reasonable. Just 10 avenues. Okay. I think this is a worn out spear or a worn out gear. Yeah, as a worn out spear. This is collected. And Ab is one mob withstood Shelly's spell. That is just because it has a relic. Damn. Mage's power crept. I can't believe it. They are trash now. Okay. That's another bone. Oh.
行くとしましょう。やるじゃない。ついてきてね。あら、宝物じゃないですか。中身は何だろう。
Okay, this one is collected.
指示通りに
Let's move to B5.
行くとしましょう。で、そこに来るか。戦場では珍しくもね。
Did I like the Oni event? The dungeon is fine. I didn't like the
先へ迎えるな。
drop rates. The Adadachi feels that it's going to be a worse farm than the Heat Haste stuff on Sun Cave.
気をつけて。いいね。ほな行こうか。
Overall, I think it wasn't bad. It's like an extra thing to farm for. It's not really needed either. The Odachi is very strong, of course, because it's a two-handed weapon for samurais, which they didn't have. So they benefit from the whole thing about buffing the two hands that they did a while ago.
何かある。宝か。良きものであれ
So
ば
of course,
敵。
if you have a samurai, that is a really good gear. Really good piece of gear, but
今のうちよ。ま、一戦。
the drop rates are horrendous. That is probably my only vice against it.
良き一戦。あれなら他にもせん。
Can I? Okay, so as long as it's fully uncovered, you cannot auto move to it.
頑張って。ま、一戦。やめ。
Whatever if it's next to it. Okay, yeah. That's nice. That's actually nice. What was it? Oh yeah, no. I remembered incorrectly. What the fuck? The Oni was cool. You did the bad ending and turned into one. Funny ending. You turned into one? Not your companion.
指示通り。
Kenosuke. I think what's his name? Not him, you.
指示通りに。
Oh, that's true. If you ignore him, he cannot accompany you. Oh, I forgot about that. That's hilarious. How does it work? Do you become huge as fuck? Are you as tall as the Oni and you see everything from below? And how do you wheel? Like what happens? Does someone go and hunt you? That's hilarious. You get the free aura and turn giant, but then the samurai comes in and kills you and he becomes the Oni still. I don't know, I like the free aura. You didn't need to correct that. It is aura. You collected free aura.
指示通りに。 ほな行こか。
Liberates you as always. She tells you what a fucking stupid way to die.
それは宝
As it's usual.
今のうちよ
Just another day with Lulu.
やるくらえ中身が楽しみね
Hey, was it? I already forgot the puzzles. Oh yeah, it was West.
この子気逃さへん一戦それやる中身は何だろうそれは宝中身は何だろう気をつけていいね行くとしましょう
By the way, did you know that this floor's bone is the only one that spawns every week? Every single other one is a monthly reset, but this one, which is the most annoying one to get, is the one that resets weekly. I'm not going to do that.
そこに誰かいるようだ行くぞ良きものであればいいな何かあるわねあら宝やないの宝箱中身は何でしょう気をつけていいね中身が楽しみやね気をつけて
Oh, the music stopped.
いいね
1 second.
行くぞでそこにごめん気分がいいので少し遊んであげてもいいですよ中身は何でしょうまだ先に進めそう行くとしましょうそこにここは私にお任せくださいあなたのお手を煩わせるほどの相手ではないですねやるそれそなたの部分だ私敵さんが中身が楽しみね行くとしよう指示通りそんなどこから一戦やる
Alright, all of the rocks are done, so let's go collect the final floor of the first abyss. Final bones. Soon, soon guys, I only have 3 bones left to collect. Plus the ones that you buy from the bounty, so that is also going to happen.
私たちの敵ではない。一戦。やる。それ。この子を見逃さへん。前。一戦。それ。やる。誰かいますね。行くぞ。宝やないの。宝箱。中身が楽しみやね。
Alright. Floor 7 collected. Let's go rest while we are here. Next to 1. Just for the weekly.
うちらの敵やないわ。マリセン。やる。やっ。うちのいいところ。そうそう。見てもらいたくなかったわ。何かあるわね。
Okay, now it's time for this 7 district one. I'm going to wheel towards ship 1 as always, and then go back to 7 district. Hopefully find the bone picker there as well.
いってらっしゃい。いつ来ても人気な場所だ。人がいる。
Oh, that's going to be horrible. I just remembered, since the bones spawn every 30 days, and we're on February. February doesn't even have 30 days. And I'm just seeing here that the bones are going to spawn in oh my god, the 3rd of the next month. That's rough for me. I always do it on the first of every single month. I don't see the bone peaker. By the way, the previous month it didn't spawn. It spawned right now. Okay, nice. Just skip March. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. Yep.
気をつけて。いいね。指示通りに。何かあるわね。
What's up, Shu?
よく働いてね。
I immediately knew who you were talking about, Shu, don't worry. But thank you for clarifying. What do you mean, run with my blade? Like, what characters I tend to run with blade? Well, that depends on the element. Blade goes everywhere because of the sheer amount of damage that she can dish without being advantage element. And of course she buffs overall any physical party because she applies physical vulnerability. A very high physical vulnerability with a bunch of damage on top of it as well. So it depends on the element. I usually run triple support, blade, and then the hardest hitting character that I own that has advantage on element. Okay, these ones are collected. Now is the catacombs. They're supposed to run element buffer and create attack buffers. Yes. Straight up, one of the biggest buffers for physical is our resident Lud Noon. The nun, you know who I'm talking about. She lacks tentacles. If you know, you know. She is a straight up staple on all the physicals because she gives the crit that you need, and she gives you a physical attack buff. Obviously, that is extremely good. I don't need to explain why. The second character that I run as a support, by the way, she can still dish damage, but she's mostly there to enable the damage increase for the deal 11 or more chain, and each hit increases in damage buff. It's I forgot her name. The water one, blonde water element. How could I forget her name? She literally has an event for you on the Gloppy. The Queen of Ass. Do you know how little that Noros is, Shu? We are talking about Brontos too. Do you have any idea how little that Noros is? Now there's only one. There's only one queen, that's true. But Queen of Ass, all of them. But yeah. Yes, the queen. Queen of Ass. She is basically a damage enabler. Because you will have an augmentation with with a resident loot noon, where you are going to deal more damage depending on the amount of chain in set part. So of course she enables it, and she deals a very decent amount of damage. Then the other support highly depends on the battle that you want to fight. If they have a ton of debuffs, you are going to try to run a character that you can that has a lot of freedom for you, and for this it would be the one that applies concentrated fire, the archer, wind archer. Is there a chain buffer for physical? What do you mean by chain buffer specifically? Because the loot noon already does that. So specifically, what are you looking for? I'm waiting.
いつ来ても陰気な場所だ。
I can show you after. No, you know what? Fuck it. Let's open Branders too while I continue to get this stuff. So Queen is physical version of the Dark Mage girl. Yes. She doesn't have as much range as she doesn't apply it to a lot of them, but she is really, really strong because she's probably the only character that can apply such high chain every turn. Oh shit, it's the daily reset. The new short stack. What's she good on? Magic. As I showed you, she is a massive addition for Eclipse. She can even work on physical, by the way. She does have general buffs, but her initial costume gives double magical buff, and that is massive, to say the least. One second, let me go towards the catacombs. I'll show you my team, Shu. I was going to say after the stream, but I forget that you usually are not up for the entirety of the stream, so let me do it real quick.
何かいますよ。行くとしましょう。誰かいますね。何かいるみたいよ。
So my physical team usually looks like this. I'll post it on your cave. I will tell you, the reason why I run with Row is obviously besides the 100% crit rate, because all of my DPSs are now full crit damage. They don't even have an ounce of crit rate. I do, and that is what I'm going to get at. That is usually my team. Why? Because when I'm using Reclaim Destiny, which is the light element that you can see at the very right for Justia, when I use her specifically, she is a front character, but she has such a wide range. She has the same range as Lowen on damage patterns, and the more enemies that she hits or parts, the more damage that she deals. So she's really fucking strong, but obviously since she's a very front, I want her to hit the one back, which is why I have Zenith for the concentrated fire. So the concentrated fire is applied, then the attack from Justia is going to not be very front, is going to vault, and then she's going to deal infinitely more damage. But if you are not using Justia, you can definitely run the Glasses Mill. I will show you a different example of a team like that. Give me a second. Okay, so Liberta is always going to be there. And let's say that we don't need the crit rate, because as you have seen, some of the field bosses, as long as you hit them 3 times on a weak point, you get 100% crit rate. So you don't really need row on those battles specifically. But so I will show you a different example of what you can run. In this scenario, it would be something along the lines of this. Oh, 1 second. I'm always blind. I never find the character that I'm looking for. And let's say we want a wind unit. Then it would look something like this. That would be the team that you would run for someone that that is weak against wind, and of course Blade and Tear are going to do the most damage. Are you getting roughly an idea of different DPSs like different supports? Liberta, though, it's our resident loot nun is obviously the one staple there, and Blade is also the staple there. Those two will always be on a physical team. Yeah, mage teams usually you only change the DPS because the supports are just so generally catered towards any of the mages. But the difference between physical and mage team is mostly the amount of supports that they can run. Usually for physical teams, for some reason you want to depend more on chains, so you do run a little bit more, you lean more on the DPS side. But for the mage teams, you don't really care too much about chains. There are chain supports for magic, but you usually want the just hit hard. And of course, you can hyper buff a single one or have three buffers, and get close to the same damage with two different characters, and of course play around with the supports. The concept is similar, but since magic is a little bit more solid on the supports, it only changes the DPSs. Let me do some gamba, off-screen gamba, because I really want that blade costume on +5. And now your main mage team is either girl, yes, none. Wait, none? Who is the nun for mages? You're not running Liberta, right? Why are you running Liberta on a mage team? No, yeah, for sure, but I'm just going to say that most of the Eclipse teams have single time damage. Like for example, Eclipse strongest costume, which is the one for the swimsuit one, is a 3-hitter. Like I get where you're coming from, but I don't recommend running Liberta with a mage team. It could work in the future once they introduce a better chain buffer for mages, but I highly discourage Liberta on a mage team. Very highly discourage it. The new one, Grenadier. You would still run the Dark Lolly and Eclipse, and instead of the Chain Mage, you can run Lowen for another DPS, or if you want even more damage, you can run the tracksuit Fire Girl, Levia. Here, let me show you an example of a team that solely focuses on Eclipse being massive. No, the thing is that magic buffs stack. They stack. Which means that if you have a quadruple magic attack buffer, your Eclipse is going to end up on that turn like with a good 50,000 magic attack or something like that. So even if she doesn't crit, she's going to deal a fuck ton of damage. But let me show you an example. This is a hyper focus on Eclipse buffs. It's meant for Eclipse to do the most damage. I will show you different different variations depending on what you're facing to. Is probably how you're going to swap one or two. Grenadier and Helena are going to stay, same as the Dark Lolly, because she is going to buff dark element, and that's just huge. So I'm going to show you here, and where is she? Okay. So you can just replace the last two slots with Eclipse. So you choose whatever support you want to keep over the other. I recommend replacing Levia, because she only has the track and field as a support for Eclipse, and the rest is like pseudo DPS, but she's not exactly a very high DPS. She still works, by the way. But Therese gives you the augmentation that Eclipse will always utilize, because it is, I believe, 5 chain or less, if I'm remembering correctly. It's an augmentation that increases your damage by 200% if the chain count is 5 or less, which will always be present, because they're these themes specifically, and same with the character costumes, they don't have a very high high chain count. Also, a very increased benefit to you specifically, Shu, is that you have the Teresa alt costume, the cow one, so you get to enjoy it even more. So that's just like a hidden buff for you. You know what to do. Make me proud, Shu. Make me proud. Yeah, that team should make Eclipse hit really fucking hard. And of course, if you want double DPS, you keep Teresa. You will have Helena, Grenadier, and Teresa, and you switch Levia and Sonia. Obviously, Eclipse for either of them, and then instead of Sonia, you run Lowen, because she is also an extremely good cleaner, because of her. She has the biggest range of all of the mages. Okay, this one is checked off. Now let's go find the Bone Picker. Alright, this one resets as well. The Tallow. And now let's go find the Bone Picker. Same strategy as always. Just run around on the 7th district. Oh, the merchant. I still need aqua and I still need silver gear, so... Sorry, not silver. Iron.
街が楽しみです。出るぞ。誰かいますね。早くお湯を使いたいわ。私、方向音痴なんだけど。誰かいますね。嬉しいわ。スイートに泊まりましょう。
You know what? While I still have the game open, I'm just going to go fish. Level up my fishing in brown dust. And you guys are not going to be able to see that. You fish, you sell it, and you can buy the boat afterwards. Oh, the game continues to bug. Never mind, I'm going to close it. How do you get better boat on fish? Then sentence might be broken because I'm not understanding then. It's on the pier, which is at the very bottom right. On one of the... You know where the fishing spot is. Then... Have you started fishing? Yeah, you can upgrade the boat, but it takes the currency that you get from selling the fish. So you just fish for a bit, for a while. Probably until you are like level 2 or maybe level 3 from fishing. And you should be able to buy the first upgrade of the boat. Do you not know how to sell the fish? Is that the problem? Oh, you sold the fish. You don't know where to go to upgrade a boat? Oh, you don't go to the store. As if you were going to fish, you stay on the pier, and you like see your boat and you see your character, and before you press go fishing, basically, there's another button which is it has to do with like your ship in the middle of that same HUD on the right. Then you press it and it should give you the option to upgrade it. I don't know why they did it like that, but it's a little bit hidden, but it's there. Before you get into the fishing, into the whole fishing, you can upgrade it there.
今日もお出かけしましょうね。
Bro, where is the bone picker?
誰かいますね。嬉しいわ。スイートに泊まりましょう。出るぞ。誰やろっか。
Wait, where's the bone picker? He usually never leaves me hanging like this. I can't believe the guy just left me without my drugs. I need to gamba. Where are you? I see you. Finally.
人がいる。
Hand me the goods. You don't have anything! You shithead! You're useless! Okay, I guess I'm just going to do this if it was collected already.
人？
Alright.
嬉しいわ。スイートに泊まりましょう。
Now, how was it? What did I need to do? I already forgot. Because it's not on the tracker yet, on the respawn tracker for faster thoughts yet. The bone in Abyss 4. Let me see if I remember correctly. So I go to when I can talk to Iris, I think. So I go here and on Lakeshore Camp. I come here. And I think I need to go here. So let's say that we were going to help her. The fuck? What was that? Okay, where was the stump that I needed to? I'll check it later.
これは何だ？これは何でしょうね。しまった。 こ
God dang it. I forgot about this. It's fine.
死んだと思ったの夢やむお怪我を治療しアムラのカモ返さねばな避けきれないなんてやむあなたの手腕はいつも皆様も血を見るのがお好きなんですかあなたの背中は私が守ろう大丈夫じゃないねやむやっお怪我を治療しアムラのカモ返さねばな中身が楽しみね
Soon, guys. Soon we shall gamble.
あなたの背中は私が守ろう
Spare with me for a little bit longer.
やむ
I'm almost done collected the final bone.
防御しますやっ
I probably need to do the bounties, huh?
私が最後の相手で血を見るのがお好きなんですか
Oh, I'm going to have to do all of this again. But no, not really. This is just for the bone.
先へ向かえるな逃しません一戦やむそなたに従う前一戦
Wait. Ah, no, yeah, I can't. I was like, why don't I just go to the Harkin and start from the previous floor? But I forgot the wolf boss is still alive,
中身が楽しみやね
so I can't do that.
気をつけていいね 敵私が不意をつかれるなんて大丈夫じゃないねやむ防御しますくらえあらご飯の時間
Did you manage to find it, Shu?
海が楽しみやね
Did you manage to find how to upgrade your boat?
こないな力他に見たことあらへんわ
Alright.
ほな行こか私は寝ているから頑張ってやむそれお怪我を治療しアムラのカモよありがとう中身は
What's up?
気をつけていいね指示通りに
You wanted to build teams.
そなたに従ういつ前一戦
You have no clue what some characters want.
防御します
Like Daria or Sylvia.
安定
Let me read their kit. I had to close the game, by the way, because it crashed when I tried to fish. I don't know why it's crashing when I'm trying to fish, but just basically... No, don't worry. I did want to continue playing, which is why I was trying to fish, but... What are their elements? So that I have an easier time finding them. So I don't remember them just from the names. Both water. Okay. Fucking bot. Should I make my chat followers only to prevent from these bots of on typing? But there are some people that are not still following me that still like to engage. Like for example, Coffee. He's not following, which is a little bit disappointing. But I'm not going to blame him if he doesn't want to follow me. But he wouldn't be able to type. It's just since Twitch is a little bit more alive on the chat. Okay, let me check. Both are water. Darian, a Blade sister, pretty much. Okay, and Sylvia. Okay, Sylvia is more focused towards raids and towards PvP. Her Sword Queen costume is extremely strong for PvP because it only costs 1. So it's a little bit hard to say that she would be too useful in PvE because all of her other costumes are just way too expensive. But if you really want to use her, she is mostly used for raids. And she can work with any generic physical team. She doesn't really search for anything. She can even self-buff herself. And extend the buff that she has. She's very well-rounded as a character. As for Darian... she's probably one of those characters that just hit really fucking hard, but it just doesn't work because of her her costume targeting. It got a little bit fixed with her new costume, the Bittersweet Bunny. But it's still not enough. That range is very weird. It's very hard to make her work, but if you want to use her, you can use her like you use Eclipse, which is going to be roughly around the sort of cleaner or normal character, not normal character, like a bunch of mobs to kill a bunch of different mobs. And you want to use the Bittersweet Bunny because her other costume sucks ass. No, it doesn't suck ass. It is a ton of fucking damage. 950% at +1. I have it, so that means that it's over 1000% of your attack as damage. So it doesn't suck. It's just very hard to utilize it because most of the time you're only going to be hitting one thing with her other costume. What about Morphea? She is magical, and her best costume is literally to be a summoner. Yeah, her best costume is beach vacation. That is her best costume.
なかなか楽しいものだな。これは何かあるわね。アゴラ様、私はアゴラのカモよ。
There we go.
十分集まったね。中身は何でしょう。
That is the bone for Mavis 4. But yeah, she's pretty much just a summoner. Yeah, she is a sub DPS. She cannot be. She does deal damage, by the way. Just because she's a sub DPS doesn't mean that she's not going to fuck things up. But she will never be the main DPS, sadly. She is very versatile though, because her summons can take hits. You can make them absorb damage, instant kill moves, and all of that stuff, and they are not going to leave a grave, so that it's not going to clog the area. So she's very versatile. You can use her defensively, or you can use her as a sub DPS. Any other character you would want me to give my impressions of, or try to help you build a team for her? You were thinking? Tell me, since Darian wants Dot, she doesn't necessarily want Dot. With Rubia. Give me a second. Which costume specifically you are talking about? Made bikini pretty much because of the dot vulnerability. There's an issue though, and probably a very glaring issue that you probably noticed here. Darian is a bold character, and Rubia is a very front character. So the dot vulnerability is going to be on this enemy, and then just Darien is going to
やるじゃない。
go to this character. Which is why I told you, like, Darien's costume right now has that flaw that her range is kinda stupid. Why is a physical DPS bold? Good question, but I will tell you, having variety is good. In this specific scenario, for Darien specifically, it's not good. Because she's way too little versatile. But you can fix this. You can force both to hit the same one. If you just go towards your win characters and you go for Zenith, she's going to apply concentrated fire, which yeah, you use Zenith, and then the vulnerability is going to be on one target, and then obviously, so Zenith is like a patch for a lot of different teams, and Zenith is probably one of the very few characters that can be run everywhere, because concentrated fire is a general debuff, and it gives you the versatility of moving your characters through all of the grid, and you're going to always hit that part or that character. So is the buff worth it? 150%. What how much is your debuff for Rubia? Because mine is 150%, which you could argue that is worth it. But there are better physical teams, especially with Blade. Like, Blade just blows out of the park every single other physical team. So, if you want to work with Darien, sadly, the onsen buff from Liberta is not really going to work.
ようやく一休みよ。
Alright, guys, I'm going to do something really funny. I'm going to fight the wolf boss.
お休みします。
And right now, it's without any...
無理だ。
It's going to be without the freeze debuff, because I just cleared it. And I think I get an achievement for that. So, let's go do it.
「ここは私にお任せください。一戦。あなたのお手を煩わせるほどの愛想ではないですね。いや、当たらない。どうして？え？あなたの手腕はいつ私に見るほどの相手で血を見るのがお好きなんですか？
Okay, where were we at? Oh yeah, the buffers for Darien.
大きな
Found the boat. Perfect. Okay, so for a team for Darien, you obviously want Zenith. It's in a weird place. I told you, it's kind of hidden. I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah. For Darien, you actually don't want Liberta for Darien, because her onsen buff is going to completely be wasted, since her main DPS is a single target. Or if you want to run Liberta, which honestly it's still very decent because of her initial buff. If you want to run Liberta, you are going to run Wilhelmina. Forced. And since you want Robia, that's 3 characters, then you're going to have to run Zenith for forcing all of the characters to hit one single spot or one enemy, and then you are going to run obviously Darien. You actually need to get rid of Blade, which is not ideal if you want to use Liberta. If you want my opinion though on what you can do instead, is you remove Liberta for Blade. It's going to be an entirely DPS focused body. But you probably don't want to run crit damage. You want to run full attack and crit rate for all of them, including Blade. So it's an entirely different... Yeah, Darien is in a weird spot, sadly. I wait. How's the 5th? I told you it's going to be without Blade. It's Liberta. Then you're going to run Zenith to force the attacks. Wilhelmina, Rubia, and Darien herself. With Wilhelmina, you're going to be able to use Liberta's second costume. So usually, whenever you have these characters that hit once or twice only, but really, really fucking hard, and you want them to take advantage of an augmentation, you always have to run a secondary character that will enable that. And in this case, Wilhelmina is going to enable Liberta. Liberta's secondary costume. And of course, for that to happen with Darien, you need Zenith forcefully so that every single attack goes to that place instead of everyone doing everything on the very front and then Darien just keeping everything and fucking everything up. So of course you need Zenith forcefully. So it's Liberta, Wilhelmina, and Zenith are forced. Darien is your DPS, and then you need the final one. You can try Rubia or Blade, which would be my suggestion, because while Rubia does sound enticing for the dot buff, Darien also just simply hits really hard on her initial attack. So there's no real reason for you to go ahead and try to search to buff the dot portion of her kit. And Blade just buffs physical damage overall. So it's still going to buff the dot damage, but it's also going to buff the initial hit. And Blade can just act as a DPS herself. If there's ever a Water Week boss, you'd run her. Yeah, completely fair. But if it's a Water Week boss, then Zenith is going to get destroyed because she's wind, and that is weak against fire. So that's mostly why I said that Darien right now is in a very weird spot. She needs a costume that will fix her entire kit. And if you ask my opinion, she needs to get a costume that is going to apply concentrated fire herself. Probably for 6 turns. so that you don't need to run Zenith and you're able to buff her more or bring a different DPS. Like, for example, if Darian was able to apply Concentrated Fire by herself, you should be able to run on her same team another DPS, which would be Sylvia in this case. Because Sylvia, of course, she's going to be really strong against water element weak bosses. I don't know how much weaker it is while there's no snowstorm, but it's still a boss. So it just becomes a normal alpha wolf. Okay, that's funny. Okay. So it's no longer really a boss in this scenario. It's too weak to be a boss. That's funny. Yeah, and I get the achievements. Now find the Snowberry Patch and get her many, and weaken the Blizzard and defeat the Snow Wolf leader at the South Lakeshore. 40 gems! Oh my god! For an achievement, a one-time thing that you're never going to get again? Wow! Man. Why are you saying 1/5 of a pool? It's 1/10 of a pool. It's not 100 per pool. It's 200. Slow down, Rekim. Yeah. Crazy, right? Yeah, it's not even that. Holy shit. Okay, let's go to Abyss 3, do the bounties. Do a Graham while we are at it. Let's reverse this remains because these ones I cannot change. Hello, Voldor. Okay, Abyss 3. The bounties should have reset. I feel like the way you explain it, you just run like 3 teams in Brothers and swap out DPSs. Yes. There is a reason why on all of the guides they tell you get Helena as fast as you can. There's a reason for that. the supports are just that cracked. They are the bread and butter of all of your teams,
いってらっしゃいませ
which you could like it or you could dislike it depending on your tastes. Like if you like a wider team variety, then you could probably dislike that. Or if you like very solid characters that you just need to swap a couple of them for ease of mind, then obviously this helps you on that regard. Thank you for the follow, Adventure. Welcome to the stream.
ギルド酒場へようこそ依頼はこちら
Let's
です
accept Graham as well. Okay, there we go.
いってらっしゃいませ
Did I check this? No, I didn't. Well, I giant and plunder. Oh shit! Now I need to decide because I don't have enough for both. I'll think about it later. I have a week. Alright, so what do I do first? Graham or the bounties? Let's do all of them.
今日もお出かけしましょうね賞金首かちょうど退屈していたんだあなたのやりたく親睦よ古の契約断りをねじ伏せようちの演舞お披露目しますアゴラ様の加護をさ幸運をここは私に蔵がいい一戦
Okay, now.
Yeah. うちの本気は受けてみ
Chronostasis his ass. Macalia the front line.
幸運を蔵がいい
I forgot I can pour two with Abenius.
お披露目や舞で語るがうちらの流儀たまにはやる気を出そうかしら力がみなぎります
They are fighting again. I can hear them through the headphones. That's wonderful.
一戦お披露目や舞で語るがうちらの流儀。私はそなたの役に立てた。もう負けるものか。やん。
Orto again. You.
ここは私にクラガギ。一戦お披露目や舞で語るがうちらの流儀。やん。あなたが望むなら幸運を。うちの演舞お披露目します。避けきれないなんて。ここは私にクラガギ。一戦お披露目や舞で語るがうちらの流儀。もういや眠りたい。生きてる。
You have to fucking kidding me, that was a crit. Well, he was almost dead already, so whatever, but... that was so underwhelming to... After hitting him for over 50,000 damage, just at the end it's just a random crit when he has 1k remaining. I'm starting to get cold. I don't want to get sick, so I'm going to wear my... Ah, that's better. Almost there, guys. The gacha is almost there. I think it's 6 bones that I need to buy still. So just give me a second. Wait, what am I doing? Just... Zone 3 Old Passage and then... Vagar after Graham.
準備はできている。ひるみません。
Oh, that's bad.
やりたく親睦よ。古の契約断りをねじ伏せる。うちの演舞お披露目します。あなたが望むなら幸運を。ここは私にクラガギ。一戦。まだだ。
Ah, shit. Yeah, Celes is probably the best thing that he can cast, but for it to cast it on me, that's horrible. 1 in 6 chance, and I got the worst target. That's a better target. Yeah, I can do this instead. Okay, 1 dead. Now I can battle Grove. Now I'm a call to prevent any deaths. Poise. And poison that guy. Why are they targeting me? Pieces of shit. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to stick to the previous strategy. Not going to Hugh. Hello, Nilens. Should I court you instead? Damn, it's just not working. Like, the initial target from the horse is fine, but then not killing the red spinner woman killed the Benias there. If she died, then it was going to be a free ride there. Fucking Lanaville decided to not surety.
お披露目します。あなたが望むなら幸運をくらえ。
Not again! For fuck's sake! What the fuck is going on right now? Lanaville is missing all of her shirties. Jesus fucking Christ. She wouldn't have died because the spirit woman attacked her. And that actually did a lot of damage. She would have survived that Marcellus, by the way. Jesus. What the fuck is going on right now with Lanaville? Did I accidentally unequip something from her? No, she still has relatively high surety. Why is she missing it all of a sudden? And twice in a row now. Okay. Oh, this red spinner woman is there. Yeah, yeah. How difficult was that? Huh? How difficult was that? Fuck it. Not resetting it, I'm already getting annoyed. What is happening with Lanaville today? What the fuck? How does she miss? Jeez. Holy. What is happening today? Ooh, level 4 Graham. Nice.
冒険者了解。ゆっくり休めた？
Oh, we complete the weekly today.
いつでも泊まりに来てね。
We just need to get the final bones.
いらっしゃい。何をお求めですか？こちらでよろしいの？ありがとうございま
Here's
す。
this bone. And then from the bounty.
さすがお目が高い。あなたに幸運が
You know
訪れ
what?
ますように。
I could get it. No, I'm not going to be lazy. Let's do it properly. The proper monthly reset for the bones. And then we can do the legendary another day. Or should I farm for the legendary bone as well?
大きな場所だ。
Let's do that too.
私、方向音痴なんだけど。ムクロか。戦場では珍しくもない。ほな行こか。そこに。うちらの敵やないわ。ま、一戦。特性が合わない。特性がかみ合ってないようだ。特性が合ってません。良き一戦。ちょっともあれなら終わったかったですね。ここは私にお任せください。あなたのお手を煩わせるほどの相手ではないですね。やりたく親睦よ。古の契約断りをねじ伏せる。お披露目や。舞で語るがうちらの流儀。くらがに
の遺体を操れば。
上出来なんじゃね。中身は何でしょう。気をつけて。いいね。何？お尋ね者になるから油断しないで。ま、一戦。特性が不利。たまにはやる気を出そうかしら。うちの演舞お披露目します。アゴラ様の加護をさ幸運。くらがに一戦。いや、大変ですね。特性不一致。
Man, today is just not the day, huh? Yeah.
ここは私にくらがに性が張っていない。一戦。私はあなたの騎士であれただろうか。
That is the first time that they use an instant kill and actually insta-kill. That is the first time that that happens. Today is just simply not the day. Yeah, and now I have to leave because that guy disappears. Nice bug. Alright, let's do the gamba. I don't want to farm the bounties today. I said do it properly, but today is not the day for combat. It's just not happening. Are you guys ready for the gamba? Let's do it. Permanent. Swap all of them. We got 13 pools. 13 pools to get another wanna and like 10 menus. I'm not asking much, just 10 menus. That's simple. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's going to be super easy. Just watch. Okay, hello haircut. With defensive provoke. Interesting. Yelena, Nin, Benjamin, Human Priest, another Benjamin, Kiriha, Valda, Nin. Holy shit, really? Oof. Oof. You know what I want to do? There's something that can be done. Because now, for me, since there's not going to be any reruns for Abenius, there's hardly a reason for me to hoard the gems. So I'm going to wait for the B&B collab, and if it's garbage and Ainiki, I think it was called, the priest. If it's basically those two, I'm going to pull for them. If not, if the new banner is just two random B&B characters that I don't really want or care for, maybe I dump some on Berka Yarumas to see if I get Berka finally. And the better Yarumas. But I think I'm just going to start spending all of my gems on Adventure Remains 2. Because I need these two. And I don't mind getting multiple arenas either. Or multiple inherits for Redbeard. Just having an increased Prayer of Rebellion is just going to increase the damage for my Avenius overall. So it's not that bad either. The only one that I really do not want to get is this Poser piece of shit. The wolf boy. Who cares about him? And while Savia is bad, I don't mind getting multiple of her. I can use her. I don't mind her. But yeah, that was a rip. What a rip! I didn't get the characters. I didn't even get a legendary there. Now, I don't know what to do right now. I was going to farm bounties, but it just feels like the game is not going my way in combat at the moment. So now I don't know what to do. And I'm going to be completely honest here. My throat hurts right now. and it's not going away. So I was thinking that I should end the stream sooner today, 1 hour sooner. And I think I said it this when I finished Metro last night, or a day before finishing Metro last night. But I don't plan on picking up the next Metro, the final in the trilogy of Metro next week. I'm going to postpone it 1 more week. The next week is going to be more like the usual. Is going to be like a Limbus slash Wizardry slash Do at Night Abyss. It's just going to be a relaxing farming week. Then I'm going to take the final game in the trilogy of Metro, and after that I'm going to start Hollow Knight. So in 2 weeks we start Hollow Knight, and by then I think I should have reached the goal for Twitch. I think by the end of maybe I should wait by the end of February. Actually, I haven't checked in a while. Let me check where I'm at, because I can't buy Silksong right now, which is what I want to get right after I finish Hollow Knight. But I'm at oh, I'm halfway. Never mind. I'm halfway. I'm at 22 out of 50 for me to get paid. Okay, then change of plans. It's not going to be Hollow Knight right after I finish the trilogy for Metro. I'm going to add one game in 1 day of the week. I think I'm going to do it on Fridays. I'm going to play Need for Speed. Which one was it? Because it's on 90% discount, and Zach recommended it to me, and I do want to play a racing game. Heat. Need for Speed Heat. So I can get it. I can play it during Fridays for a relaxing after the break, which is Thursdays. Relaxing Friday, just seeing some cool cars and stuff. And I can incorporate that. And maybe another one of the games in my collection, we can also incorporate that until I get paid. Then I can get a Silksong, and most likely, if it's on discount, I can get either Elden Ring or Expedition 33. Either of those, as long as they are on discount, I'm pretty sure I can get them. And that's going to be the next streams after I get them. So yeah, that is roughly the plan. It can change obviously depending on what's happening or how it's going to happen. So just keep it in mind. I will, however, have the schedule for the entire week on the Discord. So if you haven't joined, I highly recommend you to click the link that you can see being spammed by our bot Caster Labs. And join our Discord. Definitely not shameless. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. 1 hour earlier, sorry. My throat hurts. I don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. The game hates me right now for combat. Probably heard me shit talking about it. And doesn't want me here. Thank you, Shu. Here, have a rose. Thank you everyone for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys, truly, I will say it however many times I need it as a broken record. You guys make streaming really fun. Thank you, and I will be seeing you all tomorrow. Bye bye.